Hey YouTube, today we're going to be talking about sights on handguns and what is best for certain situations and which ones you feel are the best ones for your particular type of situation. Now, before we get started, I'm going to let you know that every one of these handguns I have here in front of us are not loaded and they're all clear. And as I pick them up, I will show you we're good to make this video. Now, subject for today is sights on handguns. There's tons of different sights that you can put on handguns and they come on different handguns and they all have their own use and different situations, and we're going to show a couple of examples of them and tell you which ones that I like and some of the advantages, some things I don't like about them, some things I do like about them, and we have quite a variety here. So we're going to start off with the most basic thing right here. We're going to start off with this Glock. Now this is a regular Glock 44. This is a 22 caliber handgun, and this one here is equipped with regular Glock sights. This is what they come on. This is one of the biggest complaints that people have about Glock handguns is their sights. Now I happen to like this kind of sight picture here because it has like a U, white out U in the back, and that goes forward to the white dot, so it's really easy to line up here. There's a sight picture, but the problem with this is this sight is made out of plastic. And that works fine for if you're at target shooting or something like that and your eyes pick this up. But if you got into a real bad situation and you had to use this up against like a table or something like that, the sight would be very easy to get damaged. And that's why a lot of people change the sights on a Glock. I don't have a problem with them, but I figured I would show what a regular stock Glock sight looks like. Now we're going to move on to another Glock here and show you this not loaded, and this is a Glock 19, and this one has been upgraded to regular Ameriglow night sights. Now these are made out of metal, so they're a lot more durable, and these things have tritium inserts in them, and I really like these because in the front it has like a red outline with a tritium insert on it. And it's really easy to pick up that red dot on the front when you are lining it up, especially when you have eyesight like mine. It's just really easy when you're shooting handguns. One of the most important things in shooting handguns is target acquisition and picking up the front sight. And if you notice this, the red really sticks out like a lot. Well, it's more like orange than it is red. But big upgrade to a Glock is putting a metal sight on it with a really good front sight that you can pick up very easy. And this is the ones that I chose to go with on this is the Ameriglow night sights. Now, we'll move into a revolver. And I'm going to show you, this one's not loaded. This is a Colt Anaconda. This is a 44 Magnum. And one of the things about these new Colt revolvers is the sights on them. It's been a big problem with me from the first time I touched one. The front sight I absolutely love. It has a red insert on it, and it's very easy for my eyes to pick up. But the rear sight was a big problem for the Colt revolvers, and I've replaced it with a Wesson combat sight. See, they had a lot of problems with it fitting in here, and it was real loose, and the way you adjusted these sights was very subpar when it comes to handgun sights. So Wesson Combat made a upgrade on them, and this one here happens to be a square notch blackout sight with the little serrations on the side to knock down glare, and that really picks up well on that orange/red front insert, and I like this one a lot. Now this is an adjustable sight, so you can adjust windage or elevation on this, and you can find out where your handgun is printing, and you can adjust this sight left, right, up, or down, and you can adjust where the point of impact is on a handgun. Very awesome when it comes to target shooting. You can get a lot more precise. You don't have to hold different or anything like that. You just adjust it at the range, get it adjusted with the screwdriver, and go along your merry way and start hitting targets. Now we'll move into a regular 1911, and this is a regular GI style Series 70 Colt. Now, this is how the sights were for, I don't know, 50, 60 years on them. Just regular GI style sights, and if you'll look, it's not a real good sight picture. You know, it's just a regular regular U-notch or square notch in the back, and it has a blade type sight in the front, and these are not adjustable at all. So when you're shooting something like this, it's a little bit slower to pick up the target on, acquire the target through this sight. And what it is what it is. Where the point of impact is, you have to figure out where to hold on these types of sights. Now you can move into some of this newer, fancier stuff, and I'm going to show you something really cool. This is a Dan Wesson 1911, and this one has a different type of sight on it. This has like a little notch here that pushes into it, and this sight here happens to be Trigicon. This has Trigicon inserts on it. So what I like about this is very unique. So it has a dot here that lines up with the front white dot on it. So you just line these two up, but they also have a night sight insert on them, a tritium insert. So if you were in a darker situation, they glow, and I think these are really nice. My eyes do very well picking these up, but once again, these are not adjustable. They're not adjustable in any way or anything like that. So that's what you have. You figure out where your point of impact is, and you hold on it. Now, this one here is a Wilson Combat 1911, very similar to what I just showed you, and it has Wilson Combat's U-notch on the back, and it stands up really tall and all that. But what makes this one different is it's got a fiber optic front end. So when you get into like highlighted situations, this thing really pops. This is a bright green color, and if you notice when I put my finger over it, it dims down. When I move it, it really stands out, and that green really stands out inside this U-notch, and it does a great job of lining sights up. Front sights are really important, folks, when it comes to handguns and target shooting and all this. Now, one of the other things that people like to do with handguns, and this one just happens to be from the factory, this is a Sig Sauer P320, is they like to do night sights. And I think Sig's some of the best on the market for factory sights. Now, this is one of my favorite configurations. It's a 3-dot system. So it has a white dot up front, and it has 2 dots in the back. So you just align these 3 dots, and that's where your point of impact should be. Now, these things have night sights on them, so they have tritium inserts, so when low light situations, it'll glow. Now, one of my problems with night sights, and I like night sights, I do like them a lot, but I think they're a little bit overrated. I think the sight picture is more important than the fact that they're night sights. Because night sights, when you start getting into low light situation, if you were to rely on this in complete darkness, you're going to be able to see it. But the first time you fire this gun and it has muzzle flash that comes out of them, the night sights become pretty much not usable. And you really shouldn't be shooting in that dark situation anyways, but I mean, you never know what situation you're going to run into, like in a self-defense situation or something like that. If you're trying to clear a house or a really dark building or something like that, this would probably be a pretty good option to have. But I like the 3-dot system. I mean, it really works with my eyes a lot. And I know a lot of people like night sights, and that's a big important thing to people. But you just got to understand that it's not always the best thing to have when you get into certain types of situations. It's what looks good on paper isn't always the best, I guess is a good way to say this. But I showed you a variety of different firearms. Some of them are very similar with completely different looking types of sights on them. You have adjustable sights, you have fixed sights, you have all blackout sights, you have fiber optic sights, you have night sights, you have plastic sights. There's all different kinds of sights, and they all seem to work if you get used to them. You just have to figure out what situation you're in, what you're going to use the handgun for, and adapt to that situation. Most of these handguns here, you can change sights on them very easily and very inexpensively. There's a variety of different companies out there that build aftermarket sights, and very easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of skill or anything to change sights. But anyway, I'd like to hear from you. Tell me which one's your favorite type of sights that you use on your handgun, and tell me what handgun you're using them on. And I'll see what I think about it, folks. If you have any questions on handgun sights, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you very much for watching this video today. And you folks have a great day.